We've discovered a galaxy called NGC 6789, drifting alone in an empty region of the universe. No neighbors, no collisions, no supply of gas. And yet, it's giving birth to new stars. This is weird and we don't know what is happening. And it's truly forcing us to rethink how galaxies evolve. NGC 6789 is located about 12 million light years away in the direction of the Draco constellation. Now, what really makes it special is its environment. This galaxy lives inside a vast region known as the local void. Tell me in the comments below if you want a short video about what is the local void. In summary, a cosmic void is just a place where a few galaxies exist. These regions are almost empty. It's like a bubble in the cosmic web where matter is extremely scarce. The thing is, galaxies need cold gas to form stars. And when we say cold gas, it's because star formation requires gas that is cold enough for gravity to overcome thermal pressure. In practice, this means temperatures often as cold as 10 to 50 Kelvin. At these temperatures, the gas can collapse and form dense molecular clouds, aka stellar nurseries. Now, hot gas behaves very differently. A gas at thousands or millions of degrees is dominated by thermal motion, so its internal pressure prevents gravitational collapse, making star formation impossible. So the presence of ongoing star formation in NGC 6789 implies that cold gas must exist, but we don't see it. Normally, galaxies get the gas from collisions with another galaxy, merging into a new galaxy, and flows of intergalactic material. But in a void, there's nothing to interact with. So now comes the weird part. It's because NGC 6789 is not a young galaxy. It is at least a billion years old. In a galaxy this small and this isolated, we would expect that its original gas should have been consumed long ago. And yet, when we do the calculations, we found that over the last 600 million years, NGC 6789 has formed about 100 million times the mass of the Sun in new stars. That is roughly 4% of its entire stellar mass created recently. So this galaxy is actively forming new stars, when according to our standard models, it should be running on empty. To try to solve this mystery, astronomers led by Ignacio Trujillo used the 2-meter twin telescope in Tenerife to take extremely deep images of the galaxy. These images are sensitive enough to detect features that are tens of thousands of times fainter than the night sky. They were looking for any sign that NGC 6789 had interacted with another galaxy, even a tiny one, in the past. Why doing that? Because if there was an interaction in the past, that would leave behind some kind of distortion, tidal streams, debris, or symmetries in the galaxy's outer structure. But when they looked to the images, the galaxy was perfectly undisturbed. No tidal tails, no stellar streams, no distortions. Even at extremely low surface brightness, out a distance of more than 1600 light years from the center, NGC 6789 remains smooth and symmetric. So there's no evidence that this galaxy recently collided with anything, and that makes the star formation even harder to explain. We are left with two main possibilities. The first is that somehow the galaxy retained part of its original gas for more than a billion years, and then the gas recently cooled enough to form stars, or the galaxy may be quietly accreting extremely diffuse pristine gas from the intergalactic medium, a gas so thin that it leaves no visible trace in the galaxy's structure. Well, the data shows the effects but not the cause. At this point, you might wonder, well, the Milky Way is also old and it is still forming stars, and that is true. but the comparison is misleading. The Milky Way is a massive spiral galaxy embedded in a deep gravitational potential and continuously supplied with cold gas from its surroundings. NGC 6789 is very different. It is a small dwarf galaxy with a much weaker gravitational field located inside a cosmic void where external gas supply is extremely limited. In such systems, the gas is expected to be consumed or expelled early on. And this is why the ongoing star formation of NGC 6789 is so surprising. I mean, it's not just a curiosity, it challenges one of the core assumptions of galaxy evolution, that galaxies need interactions and mergers to keep forming stars. If an isolated dwarf galaxy inside a cosmic void can somehow keep making stars on its own, then our models are incomplete. So NGC 6789 is a perfect natural laboratory in the sky for testing the limits of our models. I mean, it's just this galaxy. Trust me, it's just one galaxy. It's almost like a poem. Tiny galaxy lighting up the darkness, reminding us that even in the quietest corners of the universe, nature is still full of surprise. If you want to take further readings, I left the paper link on the description below. Thanks for watching.